Well, good morning, Grace, and welcome to Grace for Today. My name is Marshall Brown, and as you have been following these Grace for Todays, on Tuesdays we are looking in May at some of the great hymns of the Christian tradition. And this week we look at a modern hymn, what is pretty much universally regarded as the greatest modern hymn, In Christ Alone by Stuart Townend and Keith Getty. Now, a little name dropping, I don't do this very often, but I know Keith Getty. He's actually a friend of my brother's. I've played golf with Keith. He's not a very good golfer, but he's a lot of fun to be around. And it's interesting, I've wondered, why is this hymn that he and his friend Stuart Townend have written, why has it captured the imagination? Everybody seems to love this hymn across all denominational. Why is it? And as I was looking at it to prepare for this little Grace for Today, I realized what it was. And it's actually this book. I'm here with my book, so I thought I'd use a book. This is a book you should read. John Murray's Redemption Accomplished and Applied. It's a great book. It's actually some Sunday school lessons John Murray, who was a theologian in the last century, gave. And I actually have asked some of our elders and leaders to read it in years past. But the accomplishment of Jesus' redemption and then the application of it, and all of this is found in this great hymn, In Christ Alone. Just let me read some of the words to you. In Christ alone, this is the second stanza, who took on flesh, fullness of God and helpless babe. So there you have the doctrine of Christmas, the doctrine of the incarnation. Then on the cross as Jesus died, the wrath of God was satisfied. So that's the doctrine of the atonement. On him every sin was laid. That's forgiveness. Then you have bursting forth, in the next stanza, bursting forth in glorious day. That's the resurrection. He stands in victory. That's the ascension. That's all in this hymn. All the things that Jesus did, okay? All that he accomplished. But that's not what makes this hymn great, because then they turn the corner in the last stanza. No guilt in life, no fear in death. This is the power of Christ in me. And what they've done is they've taken all that Jesus has done for them. And really, in one hymn, they walk through almost all of it, and then they talk about how it's applied to us. So there's no fear in death. Jesus commands my destiny. Nothing can pluck me from his hand till he returns or calls me home. Here in the power of Christ I'll stand. What makes this hymn so powerful and so beloved is that it takes what Jesus has done and it shows how it's applied to us and makes it devotionally rich for us. So I hope you take a time to listen and sing and think about these great words, that in Christ alone my hope is found. And that is Grace for Today.